Good morning. Sorry, I didn't see the live. It's Pause with Elizabeth Eleanor. And today, how are you? Before I start, how are you feeling? Tell me in the chat what's going on, what's happening in your life, and have you got a moment to pause, right? This is called pause for a reason, because what we're doing is we're taking the time to pause and reflect. We're all in fight, flight, fawn, freeze, in fear, in overwhelm, in masculine energy so often that we don't give ourselves that moment to pause and reflect and to let go and relax and connect. So that's why we call this pause, so that we've got that opportunity just to be in the moment, to be connected, to live here in the present. So today we're going to talk about intuition and fear. I am going to just see if I'm on. I am. Oh, I turned it up instead of down. So how to tell the difference between the two? I feel like it's pretty obvious, right? But then let's talk about this. So if you're watching the replay, I'd love for you to put hashtag replay. One of the things about this pause and these, lives that I'm doing is I want to have a discussion. I really want to get into this place where we can talk about what's going on in your world, so that I'm here to support. I'm here to help you unplug from the matrix, for you to connect into your higher self, into your intuition, into following the white rabbit and having absolute ball in your life instead of going into this fear, right? So let's go back, step back a bit and define the two. So what is intuition? Now, intuition, how do you recognize intuition? Intuition is mostly calm, this inner knowing, right? Depending on what your ability is, how you read and define your intuition. Some people hear things, some people know things, some people see things. It depends on different ways that you interpret your intuition, right? But it's generally this calm inner knowing that's guiding us towards positive actions and decisions. It's just this like gentle parent energy, like come this way, right? Good morning, good morning. How are you? I see that Kirsten's on here. Love for you to say hi. Whereas fear is often a response to some sort of threat, feeling uncomfortable. Is often rooted in past experiences, insecurities, old patterns, right? Old beliefs, old thought patterns. Is often the loudest voice of the two, and so it is the one that is incessant. It seems to be the one that is there all the time, talking to us and going, regularly carrying on in the background. And so fear has a very different feeling to it compared to intuition, right? So when you are being guided by your intuition, there is typically it's calm, it's generally neutral. There's a feeling of clarity or certainty, right? And it's often in the present moment. there's an awareness, like something just sort of drops in, and there's a solution or a guidance of something, like an inspired idea that comes to you. It just sort of pops in and you get it, right? And it doesn't have an emotional charge to it. It just happens. So the more you can connect in with your intuition, the more your insights become more consistent over time, and they become more stable, and like they give you a sense of direction. And this is where that white rabbit energy comes in, right? Following the white rabbit, where you are guided by the universe, and the universe, like you're being guided, but also you can guide those patterns as well, right? Depending on, sometimes it's you're following something, like you might see triple numbers, or you might hear a song. You get the opportunity to hear that, and then you're being guided. And other times it's you make the decision, and then you watch for those guidance, those threads of energy, right? Whereas when you're in fear-based thinking, there is, anxiety and stress and overwhelm. There's a lot of energy around in your body. There's a charge. There's a energetic charge. There's often emotions associated with it. Often memories pop up of previous things, right? Depending, sometimes it's so quick you don't get any of those things. You just get the feeling of it. And it's the doubt, right? It's the lower vibration. It's the thing that puts you down, the overthinking, right? The analysis paralysis, as they call it, right? And it's often repetitive. So it's constantly there in the background telling you, and it's not it's not that you're hearing, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, all of those things. It's just this silent instruction that makes you then go off the course. Listen to that voice instead of the intuition that's really trying to hold you in a beautiful place and guide you towards it, right? So common signs of intuition is things like feeling that nudge, that gentle, quiet knowing. As I was saying before, that guidance often comes. It often comes without a strong emotional reaction to it. So it's just this neutral feeling. And so as you're being guided, you're just get this inspired idea, right? Whereas fear is accompanied with a physical reaction, a sensation. Often it can be a anxiety or tightness, racing chest, racing heart, tightness in the chest, feeling, nervous. So there's, a physical, tangible feeling of nerves in your body. Often your throat chakra can feel blocked, and you can be in a place of not being able to express it. You're just in this energy like that, right? And so when you're listening to that voice instead, I've got to tell you, it's so surprising to me that we listen to that voice instead, right? Now, I've done a lot of my work on myself. I don't have those energies in that capacity anymore. I did. I did have those, and I remember a relationship where I actually got to a point where I was having panic attacks, just because the sheer overwhelm of trying to please him and do the right thing, was really challenging. So I do remember those things, but now I've neutralized that energy inside, and so it no longer triggers me the way it used to. It's like not even there. It's not that I've worked on it and I work against it. it's that those energies are not there anymore, right? And so I can actually hear that intuition and that nudge a lot louder than I can the doubt and fear. So it's flipped for me. Now, let's talk about that when it comes to relationships. Because when you're in a relationship with someone and you're listening to that fear instead, these things is how misunderstandings, overreaction, arguments, overwhelm, withdrawing, not feeling like you can speak your truth, feeling doubtful about the relationship, not being able to give your heart fully because you don't feel safe. All of these things come from fear-based decisions instead of being in your intuition, right? So when you're in your intuition, this is when you can be more grounded, right? This is when you feel confident to make decisions and be in your truth and really connect with yourself first, so then you can connect with others. You know, my mum is going through a bit of stuff at the moment. She has a UTI. She's in a nursing home and she has a UTI, and there was a moment there that we felt that the nursing home didn't pick it up quick enough, and that there was a lag in, because she's got really confused. There's a whole heap of stuff going on with her. And I went and spoke to the nursing home and spoke to one of the nurses. And my auntie said to me, I'm so glad that you're the one that is dealing with all of this, because you have a quiet authority about you where you don't put anyone down, but you deal with the situation. Now that comes from following my intuition and listening to that voice first. You know, when I spoke to this nurse, I walked up to get my complaint heard, but knowing, you know, when I walked up, I'm like, I haven't seen you here before. And she said, yeah, this is my first day. I'm temp. So, you know, you take that into consideration. When you're in your empowered, magical woman energy and you're listening to your intuition, you're not triggered by what the fear is. You know, like I was advocating for my mum, I'm the one that's there for her. And so often people can come into this space of aggression, and you're not doing the right thing, and not being able to hear the person that's in front of them, right? So because I was able to see this woman and go, yeah, you don't even know what's really going on, but because I was able to say, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what's been happening, and I really need someone to deal with it, she was able to come with the conversation and serve me in a way that supported me and my mum, rather than feeling like someone's just being aggressive and putting her down. So therefore she, you know, in those situations when you're dealing with these type of situations in things like nursing homes, then, you know, you'll put them offside, and now they are less likely to support you to get the information that you need, right? And so by being there and present, but still holding my authority and being in a place of wanting results, but from a place of intuitive strength and confidence rather than from fear and overreacting, she then, you know, rang up the doctor and asked a few questions, and we found out information that hadn't been given to us before about how long the test takes to the culture to come up with the results. And that's why it's taken 3 days, right? Because it's a 72-hour result that the test has to go through, and blah 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 blah, right? Now I could have been aggressive and then found out that afterwards, and then realized that I was the one that was overreacting, right? Because I didn't have the right information. So when you're following your intuition, you have more engagement, more connection with people. People are more likely to be open and feel safe with you because you're coming from a place of really reinforcing your own authority and feeling grounded and strong with your decisions, and your connection to self. So it's a very different situation, right? And this is with not just people in nursing home. This is your family. This is with your partner if you have one. This is with your potential partner. This is when you're looking at going on dates. This is with the people that you're ringing up to deal with the electricity bill or the phone bill or your computer or whatever it might be. All of these things, when you're coming from a grounded place, from an intuitive, empowered place, then you're more likely to get the results that you want in a really comfortable, relaxed, calm manner, rather than resorting to fear, overreaction, and causing misunderstandings, and then affecting another person that's in front of you who is less likely to support you in what it is that you want, like what the results are that you want, right? So this is what we're here for, ladies. We're here to create magic in our life, and that means on a day-to-day basis. So it's really about stepping into this part of you, because we've all got it, right? It's just hidden under a lot of overwhelm and misunderstanding about ourselves and fear. So this is where the work comes in, is looking at where we're putting the power. Where is it that you're actually placing the power in a situation? Is it in yourself? Are you empowered? Or you're giving your power away to situations and other beliefs, to experiences that you're having, to other people, to the beliefs of the world, all of those things. That is a really uncomfortable place to live. And often, most of us have been living in that situation for a long time. I've got to tell you, it's so much nicer on the other side. It's so much nicer to live in your magic and to wake up feeling calm and relaxed and joyful, knowing that you're in control of your life, knowing that you've got the choice, knowing that you have cleared that energy, that overwhelm. So let's talk about some of the techniques of how to do this. If you're watching, I'd love for you to say hi, and let me know what your thoughts are. Like, where do you sit most of the time? Are you in your magic, in your intuition, and you're in control of your life? Or are you governed by fear? Like, these days there's a lot going on in the world, and we just think that it's normal, and it is. It's normal for us to be in that place. But can you imagine what it feels like not to go into fear when the world is in a bit of chaos? Having control of your thoughts, emotions, your energy, being able to stabilize that in any situation is a really beautiful place. So let's talk about some techniques. First of all, we talked about this on Conscious Creator this morning, is pausing and breathing, right? It's so underrated. Just having that moment to take a breath, to really breathe deeply, to calm the mind, to feel like you can sense the messages that come through when you feel calm, right? Because when you're charged, when you're in fear, the way I see fear is what happens is your energy starts leaving your body. So you're half in and half out. You're not quite in your body. So therefore, you can't think straight. You can't communicate very well. All of these things, you can't hear your intuition, right? Because you're not in your body. So taking that moment just to pause and breathe and start making that a habit and a pattern of just that one breath, right? Just taking a moment to reset. That little moment supports your energy to come back into your body, to feel grounded, and you're more likely to be able to hear your intuition, right? Another great way, depending on who you are and whether you like this sort of stuff or not, is journaling. Having time to write your thoughts down and just recognizing if there's patterns, right? Now, I'm not really big on journaling your patterns, if that's something that you want to do. However, scripting is a really beautiful thing, and if you haven't seen our little mini training on scripting in this Facebook group, just put in scripting in the comments and we'll tag you in it so that you can find out a little bit more about that. When you do that moment of pause and breathe, just check in with your emotions, right? We often go into this fight or flight, this form freeze energy quickly. It's not something we're conscious of, right? And so the more you can pause and breathe and take note of where you're at, the more you can start becoming conscious, right, of those charges. Oh, here I am in that energy again, that overwhelm. Stop, pause, breathe, relax. Come back into your body. And from there, set an intention. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? What is it that I need to do right now? Just check in with your guidance, right? So meditation can be a really good part of that, mindfulness practices. We have meditation bingo on at the moment because we're 5 years this September. So if you're interested in meditation bingo, just put bingo in the comments and we can send you the PDF. There's 9 different meditation practices. We're going to be going through that very shortly in here. So if you want the PDF, just let us know and we'll send that through to you. Just 5 minutes of meditation at any time of the day, just to start giving yourself that opportunity to breathe, relax, and come back into your body. Also, body scanning, right? Being aware of how you're feeling in your body. Where is my body at? Am I in my body? Tuning into your sensations so that you're more aware of what's going on. And also visualization is another really cool, practice, which is a form of meditation as well, is visualizing, the outcome that you do want to experience so that you're more in alignment with what it is that you want to create, right? When you can really sit in your intuition, this is when you create healthy, conscious relationships. Because when you know yourself, then through that experience, you can know others and you're more likely to share that with others, right? You're more likely to feel comfortable with yourself so that you can share who you are with other people. Now, part of that process is really starting to increase your intuition so that you're feeling safe in your own body. And that comes with practice, it comes with connecting, it comes with being committed to making change in your life, right? So we have an event on at the end of the month. Not next week, the week after. It's 7 days. It's called Child of the New Moon. So we're looking at increasing your intuition. What I did was I've done a 3-month course that I've gone and got all the juicy parts out of, all the hot tips, all the things that are really the most crucial and the most important when it comes to connecting with your intuition and finding yourself again. I've put together in just a little mini 7-day event called Child of the New Moon. We're going to be doing exercises on how to focus, look at what your intuition skill is, because we've got different ways of being. Each person is different when it comes to their superpower, when it comes to that way. And we've got some really cool little things like talking to your guides and connecting with them, getting intuitive wisdom and guidance from your higher self. All of those beautiful things that you're going to be able to take away. There you go. Child of the New Moon's on the 29th to the 5th of October. Thank you, Irene. Yeah, and it's going to be really cool. It's only an hour every day. Is going to be. We've got a Facebook group that we've got, as a little mini pop-up group, and we're going to have exciting things in there. There will be replays as well, and there's a week. You've got a week after, so technically you've got it for 2 weeks to really step in and to recognize how to listen to the guidance that is within you, so that you can step out of the fear and really start owning who you are from a deeper level and live in that calm, relaxed, balanced place and make decisive decisions and inspired wisdom from there, and be able to speak that truth out to the world. It's a really beautiful place to be. So if you're interested in Child of the New Moon, just put New Moon in the comments and we'll send you the link. It's like cheap as, it's like $97 for the 7 days. And the benefits will far outweigh that, right? Like the things that happen when you're connected to your higher self is absolutely amazing. So take care, and looking forward to seeing you in the group. And by the way, the more you interact in the group this month, if you post in here, post in flowers of spring and all the beautiful flowers that are coming out at the moment, post in here when you're doing meditation for the meditation bingo. The more you post in here this month, and the more you comment on here as well, the top contributors are going to win a prize, so they actually get to have a session with me, an hour session where we're going to do some recoding and clear some of the stuff out of the way that's holding you back, that's holding you in that fear and overwhelm, so that you can clean it up from where it actually came from in the first place, and then move into that space where you're just in alignment with your creative nature. So you're interested in that, jump in here, comment away, share, and share what's going on for you this month, and we will catch you next time. See ya.